Hello and welcome to this video for the coursework. To start off with, let me talk about the first task. The HTTP trigger computes, connects to the database with the connection string. The get connection string function, which is defined here, it gives you the connection string, and then the weather data to simulate the data. Here's an SQL query, executes it, whatever, inserts it into the database if there isn't any data before, and updates if there is. And then, as you can see, the data gets appended to the output string, and then the output strings get formatted over here to the HTTP response onto the second function. Same sort of thing going on here, connects to the database, and here it just computes all the statistics, appends the SQL query and the data within it to all the relative fields, and then computes it. And yeah, same thing. Sends an output string onto the HTTP response. Onto the yeah, just to clarify, these two functions are here only for code. I implemented them and I changed them in the third task, so they're not on Azure. So on to task 3, which is the timer trigger function. This runs every 5 seconds, as you can see, for the purpose of this video and for purpose of testing, every 5 seconds through this cron expression. Same sort of thing going on. Now, instead of it being a web page where the message gets output onto, is just logged onto terminal. I feel like it's very easy, understandable. And yeah, same sort of thing as the first task, but it's just that the output is different. It gets logged onto terminal. And with the last function, the statistics data function, uh, this one implements on an SQL trigger which runs when there is a change in the database, and then when the change happens, same thing as the one before. It's just that the messages get logged onto terminal, and that's about it really with the code. Now heading on to Azure, you can see the function runs, and you can see it runs every 5 seconds. So if you go here, 5, 10, 15, 20. So it runs every 5 seconds. Now let me head over to the statistics function. Yeah, I forgot to mention I used PyODBC, which is a Python module or framework, which sort of allows me to connect to the database. And yeah, so while we wait for this to load up, it loaded. So let's go on to here. Uh, so as you can see, the changes are taking place on the database. So if I run this, you can see 13, 24, 52, 1086. Let's run this again. 1024. So you can see the data is pretty much changing. Now heading over to the last function. So as you can see, the average, all the data gets computed. You can see the change gets detected by the environmental data database, and then it gets outputted, computes everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, yeah, I don't have anything much to add. The code that's going to be on Gradescope is going to be the last two functions, the timer trigger and the SQL trigger. HTTP trigger, I feel, is kind of repetitive because we, change it in the third task. And yeah, coursework was nice. Got to learn more about Azure and more about functions. Ran into a lot of errors regarding deployment, but overall it was nice. So thank you.